Hi guys, today I thought I would do a draw my life video because I love watching other people's, so I hope you enjoy. I was born on the 7th of October 1993 in Surrey, which is just outside London. I was a very big baby, I think about 9 pounds, and I was so long that they predicted I would be 5'10" when I was fully grown, which is hilarious given that I'm now only 5'5". When I was 2, my mum and dad got divorced, but obviously I don't remember that, and in fact I don't really have any memories until I was about 6 years old. I had a fairly happy time at my infant school, and during the evenings I often played with one of my best friends, Laura, who lived just a couple of doors down. On one memorable occasion, we decided to see how many rolls of toilet paper we could stack on each other's heads, because it was in the Guinness World Book of Records. Sadly, we didn't even come close to the record, but it was a memorable occasion nonetheless. I was a fairly shy and quiet child, but at school I was quite competitive. I remember being very pleased to be on the red table at infant school for English and maths, because that was the highest one, and I remember I'd race through my questions to try and be the first one on my table to finish. When I was 7, I moved from infant school to junior school, and I went to a fairly large junior school with about 90 pupils in each year, but I on the whole loved it there and I made a great group of friends. I also did a lot of after school and weekend activities, including guides, drama, running club, roller skating, and for a short while, snorkelling. I was very lucky and got to go on holiday every year, and because I was an only child, we sometimes went on holiday with one of my best friends called Ellie, as well as her family, so I really enjoyed the summers. Oh, and I forgot to say that my mum and I moved in with her partner, and we'd go on holiday together, and then I'd also still see my dad every so often, and I'd often go on holiday with him. After I'd finished junior school, we moved to Gloucestershire, which is in the southwest. I was very upset to be leaving all of my old friends behind. In September, I joined a fairly small private school. In fact, it was smaller than my junior school, with just 50 pupils in each year. I found it quite intimidating at first, as everything was very grand and formal, and a lot of people had moved up from the junior school, so they already knew each other. But I made friends with a girl named Sophia on the first day, and we ended up being best friends for the rest of secondary school. Later on, I also became best friends with a girl named Harry and a girl named Rosie, and also a girl who was called Izzy, like me, which was quite confusing, but we decided to call ourselves Izzy squared, which technically doesn't make sense looking back on it. My friends are very clever, and I think this pushed me to work harder to try and get good GCSE grades, which luckily I did. The 5 of us ended up going to 5 different schools for sixth form, but we do still keep in touch now. I went to a grammar school and I didn't regret moving whatsoever. I absolutely loved it there, and year 12 was probably one of the best years of my life. After sixth form, I decided to go to Royal Holloway to study psychology. I was a little nervous on the first day, but really I was excited more than anything. I was very lucky to have, on the whole, very nice flatmates, and I soon became good friends with Daisy and Josh. It took me a couple of months to properly come out of my shell, but I loved living in halls. In the new year, I got a lot closer to one of my housemates called Dan, who lived in the room basically opposite mine, and in February we started going out. For 4 months in first year, I worked as a receptionist at an ice rink, which actually taught me quite a lot, but I stopped working there when exams started. In the summer, Dan and I stayed in Egham and worked as cleaners at our old halls, which are used for conferences and school trips over the summer, along with our friends Jess and Tom. It was good money, but towards the end my hand actually clawed up from all the hoovering I was doing, and I wasn't able to straighten my fingers for 6 whole months afterwards. In second year, Dan and I moved into a house together, along with 3 other people. Unfortunately, Daisy had to go on her year abroad to Switzerland, and Josh commuted from home, so it was sad not living together. Second year went pretty quickly, and soon it was the summer and time for us to move on to a different student house. For third year, Dan and I got to live with Daisy and Josh again, as well as a girl named Jenna who lived in the same block as us in halls. During the summer, I had an internship at a market research company in London, and I stayed on my stepsister's sofa bed as she lived just a 15-minute walk from the office. Dan and I also went on holiday together to the Isles of Scilly, and I went to America to visit my dad and my other relatives. Just realised I forgot to say that he moved there when I was 11, so I'd go over there every year or two to visit. Third year probably went the fastest of them all. I studied a lot harder, and I actually enjoyed psychology quite a lot more than I had previously. I think because we were finally allowed to choose what modules we took. I ended up getting a 2-1 overall, which was good, but I was annoyed because I got a first in 4 of my modules, including the highest mark in the year for health psychology and the joint second highest for dissertations. But it wasn't quite enough for a first, but oh well. Still, I managed to get onto the graduate scheme at the place that I did my internship the previous summer, which I'll be starting in September, and my boyfriend Dan and I are going to be moving into a flat together. So life will get pretty exciting in a couple of months' time. But that's my life for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.